Okay, welcome back. So we're still looking at dividing fractions. And we looked at dividing fractions by a whole number in the previous video. Now we're going to be looking at whole numbers divided by fractions. Okay? All right. So before we start, let us do a little recap just to make sure you remember what we had covered in the previous lesson. All right. So we remember that dividing by a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So here we have 7/9 divided by 14. And we know that 7/9 divided by 14 is the same as saying 7/9 multiplied by the reciprocal of 14. And the reciprocal of 14 is 1 over 14. And when we're doing that, we're multiplying straight across. We multiply the numerators and then we multiply the denominators. So we're going to get 7 times 1 over 9 times 14. Now, when we look, we realize that we can reduce 7 into 7 goes 1, 7 into 14 goes 2, and that would leave 1 times 1 is 1, and 9 times 2 is 18. So therefore, the 7/9 divided by 14, the answer is 1/18. All right, so let us look at another dividing problem with fractions. This time, we're going to be looking at dividing whole numbers by fractions. So let us think about a case when we would have a situation when we would have to divide a whole number by a fraction. So let us pretend that we have this piece of ribbon. Here we have this ribbon, and this ribbon is 2 meters long. And we want to wrap some gift boxes with them. But the gift boxes will take 2/5 meters each to be wrapped. So every gift box that I wrap, I'm going to need 2/5 meters of ribbon to wrap it. No, not 2/5 of the 2 meters, 2/5 meters, right? So I want to find out how many gift boxes will I be able to wrap with this 2 meters of ribbon. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take that 2 meters and I'm going to have to share it into or share or divide it by 2/5. So I have to take this whole number 2 meters and divide by 2/5. Now we did learn, and the same rule applies, that dividing by a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Now we have to find the reciprocal of the number that we're dividing by, the divisor, this 2/5 here. So 2 divided by 2/5 is the same as saying 2 multiplied by 5 over 2. And then we know that 2 is actually 2 over 1. So we're going to get 2 times 5 all over 1 times 2. And this is so easy because we can, 2 into 2 goes 1, 2 into 2 goes 1. And that would leave 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 1 is 1, and 5 over 1, we know the answer is 5. So we know in our little scenario that we had, we would be able to wrap 5 gift boxes using 2/5 meters ribbon if we had 2 meters of ribbon. All right, let us look at another one. Let us look at this case. We have 2 divided by 5/9. Now remember the rule. When we're dividing by a number, it is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So 2 divided by 5/9 is going to be 2 multiplied by 9 over 5. And remember, a whole number 2 is the same as 2 over 1. So that would be 2 times 9 over 1 times 5. 2 times 9 is 18. 1 times 5 is equal to 5. 18 over 5, that's an improper fraction, so we're going to have to fix it. So how many fifths can I get out of 18? I can get 2. No, I can get 3. 3 and 3/5. Okay, so the answer to that is 3 and 3/5. All right, let us look at another one. 4 divided by 16 over 11. Oops, that's a mistake. It should really be 6 over 11 because let us do 6 over 11. Let us not do an improper fraction. Okay, so 4 divided by 6 over 11. That is the same as saying 4 multiplied by the reciprocal of 6/11, which is 11 over 6. When we multiply 4, the whole number is going to be 4 over 1. Oops, 4 over 1. So we're going to have 4 times 11 over 1 times 6, which is 4 times 11 is 44 over 1 times 6 is 6. 44 over 6 is an improper fraction that we need to change into a mixed number, and that is going to be 6 and 7, sorry, 7 and 2 6. 7 and 2 6 can further be reduced to 7 and 1/3. If you don't know how to change an improper fraction into a mixed number, there's a video on that, so you can go and look at it. Okay, now let us do one last one, but this one I want you to try by yourself. Pause the video, try it, and if you come back and check if you got it right. All right, so let us look. We now have 4 divided by 1/6, and we know that that is going to be the same as 4 multiplied by the reciprocal, which is 4 times 6 over 1. 4 is, are you noticing something? This one is quite easy. 4 times 6 multiplied by 1 times 1 is going to give us 24 over 1, which is equal to 24. And I'm sure you got it right. Okay, everybody, let us work on some of those in class.